WDF, German TV, Ines Trans, Secretary Kombos. You mentioned it, and Secretary Wadephul also mentioned it. Last weekend, a drone reached Cyprus, and it highlighted how close the current conflict has come to your country. Several partners have sent support, have sent ships. What do you expect in this moment of Germany? Und Herr Wadephul, Minister Wadephul, eine Frage an Sie. Sie haben gesagt, Zypern kann auf uns zählen, kann auf Berlin zählen, wenn es uns braucht. Ist dieser Moment nicht gekommen? Müsste Deutschland nicht jetzt auch militärische Unterstützung schicken?
You first or me?
I'll go first, even if that's a question for you, I think. Look, the expectations from Cyprus, it's very clear. We have been facing this risk, which in a way triggered our reaction as regards concentrating defensive capacities for preventive, always reasons. We have managed to follow through the plan that our experts have suggested. Therefore, we have the assets that are in place right now that is exactly what we have been thinking about needing. At the same time, I believe there are different ways of expressing one's solidarity, and these are issues that we discussed with Johann about how we can move forward and try and find ways of expressing in a more tangible and clear way what the intention, the genuine intention really is. I'm grateful and I appreciate the fact that the Minister is here today. I think this sends the right message. And I'm also going to comment on what you raised in your question about one specific incident relating to the British bases. So, as you have seen, your presence here about the life is going on. This is not a war zone, on the contrary. We have to take protective measures for our people, for our residents, for everyone visiting Cyprus. We have accumulated the help that we needed in terms of what our experts have been advising, and we are continuing to have discussions with other partners as to the way forward if and when needed. I'm also going to highlight the comment that Johann made, the Minister made, that in the event that Cyprus is indeed requiring something specific and it's fearing for its safety, Germany would be here. And this is, I think, the right political message for everyone.
Ja, das möchte ich auch nochmal bekräftigen. Das ist doch der entscheidende Punkt. Wenn es eine ernsthafte Bedrohung weitergeben sollte, dann wären wir da. Dann ist Deutschland da. Die Beistandsverpflichtung des EU-Vertrages gilt und wir werden sie zu jedem Zeitpunkt erfüllen. Das steht nicht nur auf dem Papier, sondern das wird in der Europäischen Union gelebt. Und deswegen möchte ich nochmal herausstreichen, was wir jetzt auch als Europäische Union machen. Es sind zahlreiche europäische Partner jetzt hier, die ohnehin Mittelmeerländer sind und die sehr schnell eine Antwort zeigen. Genauso wie wir im Nordatlantik aktiv sind. Genauso wie wir in der Ostsee aktiv sind und eine stärkere Rolle übernehmen als andere. Genauso wie wir im baltischen Raum aktiv sind und eine stärkere Rolle übernehmen als andere. Denken Sie nur an die Brigade, die wir in Litauen aufbauen. Das heißt, wir sind an getrennten Orten, aber als Europäische Union geschlossen zusammen. Und selbstverständlich wird die Bundesregierung darüber nachdenken, was weiter getan werden kann und getan werden muss, um auch Solidarität praktisch zu zeigen. Wir werden uns andere Felder anschauen, des Zivilschutzes oder vielleicht auch der beratenden Unterstützung, wo wir noch etwas tun können in dieser Situation. Aber wir sehen eben auch, wie mein Kollege Minister Constantinos gesagt hat, wir sehen jetzt hier auch ganz normales Leben auf Zypern. Wir sehen eine lebendige Gesellschaft. Er hat gerade eben gesagt, sie ist manchmal zu lebendig, aber wir sehen eine lebendige Gesellschaft, wo normales Leben stattfindet und wo es derzeit keine erkennbaren Sicherheitslücken gibt. und darauf reagiert die Europäische Union angemessen. Nochmals, wenn eine sicherheitspolitische Situation entsteht, wo Zypern Deutschland braucht, wird Deutschland da sein.
Mr. Menendez is from Associated Press.
Hi, a two-part question. First of all, I wanted to ask about if there is any intelligence or information or indication whatsoever that other European countries, apart from Cyprus, even including Cyprus, are at risk of further attack, not only missiles, but drones, but in any other fashion. If there's any intelligence of that sort, or even European property or assets abroad, is there any information regarding that? And the second part of that question is, I appreciate what the German minister said that the Ukrainian conflict in Russia is the primary threat to Europe, but Cyprus has long advocated, and forgive me if I'm repeating what the colleague had asked, Cyprus has long advocated that Europe needs a more active engagement in the East Mediterranean. And of course we see with how events are unfolding, many European countries have answered the call. Italy, France, Britain have their own, Spain as well. I just want to know in real practical, tangible terms, you said when Cyprus really needs Germany will be there. How can Germany, in real practical, tangible terms, answer that call?
No, I don't have any intelligence informations which indicate that there's a real current threat which goes beyond of what everybody knows. That of course groups like Hezbollah are active in Lebanon, and you can never predict what will happen the next day. So that is the very reason that Israel gives an answer to that threat, which is not only imposing on Israel but also on other countries. To be very concrete, the minister said we have a lively society here in Cyprus, sometimes more lively than he would expect them to be, but we really have to see that the whole security theater Europe lives in, and that begins in the very north of our continent, in the North Atlantic Sea and the Barents Sea, which has to be defended by our naval capabilities, and we're doing that in the NATO framework. We have to look to the Baltic Sea, where I'm living, and to the Baltic countries, where Germany, for the first time after the Second World War, is deploying a full-fledged brigade. So that is really an engagement which is true and which is reality. But we do not overshadow what is going on right here. It is, I would say, a pragmatic solution and a pragmatic step which has been taken by Mediterranean EU partners like France, like Italy, that they are showing up here with their forces. So if there was any security need that Germany should add any military capabilities to that, if there was any lack, of course we are ready to do so. This is up to our militaries to discuss these issues. But for the time being, I don't see a necessity for really doing that. Beyond that, we are looking into, of course, other sectors where Germany could be practically be here engaged. But I wanted really to show and to say clearly here, with my visit, that we know what Article 42, paragraph 7 means for us. This is not only legally written down, but we are ready to stand up for that, and Cyprus and all other EU members can always count on us.
From ARD area, Mr. Zambal.
I would like to ask both of you, if I may. US President Donald Trump just said US goals are pretty well complete in Iran and the war could end soon. An economic crisis still seems likely. What do you think? How long can Germany, can Cyprus, can EU endure this war without further serious economic consequences?
Du bist starting.
No, I mean, we can all agree that the war must end as soon as possible for a variety of reasons, and also for the economic reasons and the possible economic impact that you are asking about. So we hope that this will be the case. Right now, we don't see that materializing, unfortunately. We should be working towards creating the conditions for when the time is right, that there is a structure, a framework in place that could be facilitating this kind of diplomatic dialogue. And this has been part also of our thinking, our conversation here today. But the energy, the maritime lanes, all this, as I mentioned already, are very important. And going back to the earlier questions, because I think it's connected, everything is interrelated. The emphasis, of course, on Ukraine, but what's happening with Iran right now in the region, in the Gulf, it's affecting all of us, and by implication, it's also affecting the situation and our efforts in relation to Ukraine. So I cannot see that there is a clear dividing line, either in terms of geopolitics or geopolitical topography, as the minister said. This is a complex situation and everything is interrelated. The sooner we get to the negotiating table, the sooner the war ends, the better for everyone, and of course also for the economic implications that you are asking for.
Ja, diese Auffassung teile ich. Ich denke, dass die Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika nach wie vor darauf konzentriert sind, die militärischen Möglichkeiten des Iran, die eine Bedrohung der Nachbarschaft, aber auch Europas darstellen, so zu reduzieren, dass diese Gefahr nicht mehr besteht. Das gilt für das Programm einer nuklearen Anreicherung, was zur Atomwaffenfähigkeit führen könnte. Das gilt für das Programm der ballistischen Raketen. Und das gilt auch für die Marinefähigkeiten. Das ist ja mehrfach jetzt klar formuliert worden. Und ich denke, dass diese Angriffe so lange weitergehen werden, bis dieses Ziel erreicht ist oder die iranische Seite eine ernsthafte Bereitschaft gezeigt hat, zu verhandeln. Zum jetzigen Zeitpunkt haben wir ja von allen Stimmen aus dem Iran immer nur gehört, man werde nicht verhandeln, und das ist zum jetzigen Zeitpunkt bedauerlich, aber das müssen wir zur Kenntnis nehmen. Ich bin genauso wie der Kollege Kombos der Auffassung, dass wir einfach auf den Moment auch hin warten müssen, wo es eine ernsthafte Chance gibt, in Verhandlungen einzusteigen, und auf diesen Moment muss sich Europa vorbereiten, weil wir in der Tat ein starkes Interesse daran haben. Einerseits, dass keine Gefahr mehr vom Iran für die Nachbarschaft und für Europa ausgeht, aber natürlich auch die wirtschaftlichen Auswirkungen zu begrenzen, denn sie treffen uns, das ist ja nicht zu bestreiten. Und deswegen denke ich, müssen wir Europäer uns jetzt sehr schnell aufstellen, damit wir auch in diesen Verhandlungen eine Rolle spielen. Das ist ja auch einer der Gründe, warum ich diese Reise durchführe.
And final question from Mr. Fontier, Cyprus.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wadephul, we saw on Sunday the arrival of the North Rhine-Westphalia in Limassol, and yesterday French President Emmanuel Macron was here and told us that an unprecedented naval mobilization in the region, both here in the Eastern Mediterranean and in the Red Sea beyond. In the coming weeks, can we expect an expansion of the German presence in the region and a possible joining of that unprecedented naval mobilization?
No, I would like to thank our friends from Cyprus for hosting our different naval vessels which were here in the region for, I would say, already decades, because they are deployed in the UNIFIL mandate here, and this is also true for the frigate North Westphalen, which is here. And I'm learning from all the soldiers which were here that they really loved the country and were really grateful for the support, the practical support and the hospitality they really found here. So that is so true. As I said before, if there was a necessity, and our Cyprus friends will let us know that there is one, Germany will be ready to be engaged here, but for the time being, our assessment is that the engagement of our friends here from the other European countries in the Mediterranean are that what is right now needed and what is sustainable for the future to secure here the situation for Cyprus and other countries.
And the statements.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.